All right, here we go.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Kennedy. Thank you for listening to the
Lord.
station, KWW 98.
She on ahead and promote the radio station.
Hey, how y'all doing out there? This is the Truth Be Told with myself, T Baby.
And I'm Nelson M.
And you're listening to KUAW 98.5. Find us live on KUAW.org. Tap in book, KUAW LP. What else we got out there?
Make sure you like it, share it, watch it, support it.
YouTube, KUAW.
That's right. Here we go.
If you want to send us an email, KUAW985 at gmail.com. And
we on
give
Twitter
us a call.
Too, huh?
Yeah.
All right.
You can't watch it live on Twitter though, but you can tweet in your comments. We might get to them. But give us a call at 816-599-6893. And I'm going to make sure I post the phone number in the comments for you guys, for anyone that's tapped in a little bit later that might want to call in and don't actually get to see or hear the call-in number. How y'all doing out there today? How are you, Nelson?
You know, I'm always that you're asking, man. Today is the day before the 4th of July. So, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people not going to work tomorrow. So I just want to say.
Thank you for that day off.
I want to say, you know, everybody enjoy your safe most of all though. Can they do fireworks where you stay at, T Baby?
In Lisa?
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't trying to say where you stay, but I guess if you want the world to know, they can. Because I know in certain places they can't do fireworks. You know, you got to go watch the display. But I know in my neighborhood, you know, I stay in the 913. It'd be looking like a war zone. You get to driving through there on the 4th of July. It's all kind of fireworks happening.
Yeah,
so be safe out there. There you go. Always digs on the 913. We're gonna have to
No, I'm talking about the people in the fireworks in the war zone. They don't know no better.
That's the 913.
No, I'm saying fireworks, period.
Okay.
Yeah, I ain't talking
about this. Do you do fireworks? Do you you don't do half?
Not on the 4th of July. That's why I miss Houston, because in Houston pop them on New Year's. Like you dang near can pop them anytime in Houston. But here you can barely pop them on the 4th of July.
In Missouri.
In
Kansas, they going ham right now.
I mean, just because people pop them before, you know, I just don't partake in this time of the year with the, you know, I don't want anybody confuse my like of fireworks for participation in the 4th of July. So,
well, you are part and partial, T Baby. So
I don't do the 4th of July.
You're not part and partial. You know, last week I asked you how you felt about the 4th of July.
I know, and I had a epiphany. Yeah, through this week, I had to do a little bit more.
I gotta hear about this. What's happening? What you come across?
No, it's just because I guess with the 4th of July and they gaining their independence from Britain, that gave them the legal right to enslave us. Because before, when they were under Britain,
they
didn't really have the legal actually. That's why they were fighting so hard, because they wanted that legal right, because really they would have had to pay taxes on every slave that they owned. Every slave,
the property too.
Yeah, for the property tax, basically, because you were their property, and you know that for property tax they would have had to pay a tax on it to Britain. Yeah, and so then once they gained that independence, that gave them the legal right to do whatever they wanted to do with us. Like,
and that's
you know, and I ain't down with it, so I ain't celebrating it.
Right, and
Juneteenth.
And the only reason, like you said, they broke away from Great Britain is because they felt like they were being taxed without representation.
Hey,
and so then they went thing. But you know, for those who do celebrate it, I'm not mad at you. I just say be safe, be careful, and you know, take your time to understand what it is that you're celebrating. You know, just do a little research. You got a phone in your hand, Google it.
Yeah, I mean, it's just once you learn the truth about a lot of these things, these holidays and things like that, you wouldn't want to celebrate it. Like,
I'm trying to think,
ain't nothing to celebrate.
I'm trying to think who that was. It might have been P. Newton, one of them old kind of Black Panther guys. They said to be conscious in this world is to be almost constantly angry or upset, because once you get to the bottom of everything, you're like, that's where that came from.
Yeah,
is that
you just get mad.
Am I celebrating my own demise? You know?
Like you just be getting mad. Like, I can't believe y'all didn't have me celebrating this whole time.
To me, that goes to almost, I look at it like brainwashing. Like a lot of brothers, we just out here doing whatever, don't know why.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Why you got a Christmas tree? Why you got this? Why you got that?
They just doing it to be doing it
just
because
doing
somebody told you that's what you were supposed to do.
That's
So you just been
brainwashed.
doing it.
Yeah, just doing it for no reason. So now that we got you on the spot, or I got you on the spot, I want to ask you about another epiphany that you had.
Oh,
So
what was that?
I'm going to surprise you with it.
Oh, okay.
So remember, we went to a concert and we watched some local talent,
Uh-huh.
right? And so there was people from other ethnicities, if you will.
Okay.
And then we had a talk offline, I think it was last week, and you said, Nelson Hill, I think I like Little Dicky. And I said, what? You didn't say that about my other friends. And so I wanted to talk to you about what changed your mind, because we had a conversation about not just, European rappers.
Yeah.
Are they taking over, whatever the underground or rap music or what have you? So what's your opinion on that?
Well,
now?
Little Dicky stayed in his lane. Like he took he took his life. He wasn't trying to be something that he wasn't. He's not out here trying to be a gangster or a so-called gangster.
Right. So we're talking about content
or anything like that.
Art.
Like, I mean, the art of rapping, that's not us. That's not, I mean, everything is us, but it's, you expect them to, copy into it. I mean, look at rock and roll. That's us. And they turned it into like it's their genre of music, So it's like everything kind of turned out to be like that.
What turned you? What's the shift? Because it
didn't really turn me, because I still don't like the ones that just want to be white chocolate. And I say white chocolate like the candy, because you go from regular chocolate to white chocolate.
Okay.
So the white chocolate, Waka Flocka.
So the European rapper that thinks he's chocolate?
That think he Biggie.
Okay.
Nah,
I'm just trying to figure that out.
Not saying that. I'm saying the European rapper that wants to portray themselves like a gangster, kind of like, remember Malibu's Most Wanted?
Yeah, like
B-Rad. Kind of like that. Like,
but see, this is the thing. You got your badge, right? And he's really, say Johnson County if we was in Kansas City. But what about those European rappers that actually come from, that story? They just trying to tell their perspective of the story.
I guess. I just ain't listening to it.
I got you. I just wanted to ask you about that.
It's for each his own. But Lil Dicky, I like him because he's not trying to be, nothing. He's not trying to be something that he ain't. He actually has like a message in his music and things like that. So I'm down with that. And I like Eminem. So
you like M?
I don't know. I don't know how Eminem fits in there. I don't know if Eminem's really European.
Come on now.
I don't.
All right. So I just wanted to throw you
that's
under.
my movie. Are you talking about Amen? Oh no, Malibu's Most Wanted. She's talking about Malibu's Most Wanted.
Yeah. Gangster rappers.
Yeah. How you feel about LeBron? Y'all want to talk about LeBron?
I mean, I got a couple. I want to talk about Bron. We'll keep it one at a time. But what's your thought on that?
I mean, good for him. LeBron went to LA. Now it almost made me want to convert back to a Lakers fan. But you gotta understand, I wasn't a Lakers fan. I was a Kobe fan. Kobe just happened to play for the Lakers the entire time that he was in the league. So it seemed like a Laker fan.
If he played for the whoever, you would have been that fan. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Because I was a Kobe Bryant fan. But hold on, because we got a comment.
Black Mamba.
Yeah. So I'm real fast before we get into that. Curtis said, why do most other groups who gravitate to so-called quote unquote black culture usually push the negative aspect? Where are the conscious white MCs at?
I love it, brother.
Is that possible?
Great
can they
question.
be conscious European?
I think so. I think that there can be. I think what happens is because the negative side is glorified. That's
what they want to be.
That's what we keep. We keep promoting. Then that's what they want to be. Yeah. So and it's not just with rap. It's with everything. I had a conversation offline with somebody about this, and I said, when you find a European, and I hope I don't rub anybody the wrong way, but I'm just trying to be honest. That can do something that an Asiatic can do, he's automatically glorified. So you find a European that can run track like Usain Bolt. I mean, obviously anybody can run that fast is going to be glorified, but they're going to shine a light on that person. If you find somebody play basketball, rap, do whatever that, kind of comes natural to us, then that person is looked upon as like the king. You talked about music with Elvis. Well, we know Chuck Berry was doing the duck before Elvis picked up a guitar or got on a microphone. So, I just always find that interesting. And because the rap that's out there that's been glorified and popularized is negative, then that's where you find your European rappers come in. So, but what's going to be hard to follow is when we come back to this consciousness, you know, kind of bring it full circle, Selassie, because when this American prophet drops, it ain't going to be nobody that's going to be able to bite that style or imitate it and off with it. Anybody can copy, you know, things that have been fabricated or glorified in a negative light. But when it come down to dropping this knowledge, it's going to be a problem. And that's where we getting back to with this music. And you can start seeing it with the artists who are out now. Kendrick Lamar talking about "Don't Call Me Black No More," things like that. So you're going to start to see a consciousness come into the music industry again. And I think that's going to be a tough transition for some of these guys out here that want to imitate the culture. As far as like Little Dicky, that song he has with Chris Brown, I think that's
Freaky Friday.
I like that song, but I think that we need to really look into it because that's what's happened to us. There's been a role reversal. And at the end, Chris Brown or whoever he's saying, he says, but wait a minute, I love myself. And then he said, that's the key. Now we switching back. Because you gotta love.
But that's like the movie.
Well, it's like Freaky Friday, but to me, it's indicative of a larger cultural trading of places, so to speak. And you know, you hear him rapping. He's like, man, I can jump high now. I can, you know, do all these fun things, so to speak. And then he talks about how his own life is. Nobody recognizes him when he goes down the street. His mom keeps calling him. That was portraying what it is to be so-called white, but when they look at us, they like, you guys got a great life. You can jump. I took a picture of my junk. It's trending on Twitter. I can, you know, I'm a blood. I can say the N-word now. You know, he just is in love with being Asiatic. As far as him being in Chris's body. Now, Chris being in the European body is having a tough time.
I don't know. He felt kind of cool. He said he can go somewhere without people noticing him.
He went to a movie or whatever he did. But at the end of the day, he was trying to get back to his body, and Lil Dicky was just kicking it in VIP, hanging out, calling people N-word. He was just having a fun time in Chris's body.
Yeah.
So Chris won his body back, and I think that's indicative of what we're trying to say now, as far as who we are. So
I don't know, because I love the fact that they imitate us. Imitate me more often. I wish more people would imitate me.
Say imitation is the, you know, purest form of flattery, but why?
I ain't even trying to be flattery because I'm right.
So
they should just.
So if there was a blonde hair, beautiful blue-eyed woman and you got on the track and she smoked you, would you be happy about that? She's imitating you, trying to, you know,
she
run
was
track.
faster than me, she faster than me. I just need to step my game up.
I'm gonna be looking at you like T, baby.
I can't beat everybody. I'm just saying.
I mean, I'm not talking about everybody. I'm talking about Becky.
Yeah, but I'm saying, hey, it is what it is. They're mutations of us. So as time goes on, they automatically adapt back to the original.
So you don't think that the melanin plays any difference in that, like being melanated or not being melanated?
I mean, they have melanin, they just don't have as much. I
understand that, but what I'm saying, do you think that melanin and the amount, lack of, or the amount that you have, do you think that plays a difference in being able to do certain things athletically or physically, or
sure.
No?
Probably.
Okay. All right. I was just wondering.
It probably does.
But you can take melanin pills and all that stuff.
I mean, yeah, I guess I don't know about that. But
well, since we're talking about like pop culture real quick, and then we'll switch. What you think about Drake?
What about him?
He's shutting Spotify down. Like, people who have Spotify are now calling and complaining because it's so much Scorpion. I thought you would have been on that. His album is Scorpion.
I use Tidal. Jay-Z, Beyonce. Okay, I support my people. I use Tidal.
You don't like Drake?
Drake on Tidal?
I just said his album was called Scorpion, right?
Oh yeah, I heard.
So I thought you was going to say, you know, that was a connection there somehow between you. Maybe it's not. But
he is Scorpio.
He went platinum in like 30 minutes. He's shutting Spotify down. He broke all the records as far as downloads are concerned. So did Cardi B, by the way, 2 platinum albums. And so hip hop, rap music, 3 rap music. I guess what I'm saying is, with looking at the numbers, you can see the influence that it has. And so just bouncing back to different people rapping, if you can get in the rap game, you influencing the whole world, because it's the biggest genre of music out right now. It's having the greatest impact.
Yeah. And people don't even be realizing that. They just want to be rapping about anything. They ain't got no type of message in their music or anything like that. They just rapping just to be seen or just to be heard. So if there's any rappers out there listening, get a message.
Get a message. You know, and Best Buy stopped selling CDs as July 1st. So most people are getting they stopped selling the physical disc now. You remember when cassette tapes was out a long time ago, and then I went to the CD. So we're moving into a new era of time. So
my sister just bought the G-Eazy CD. I was like, G-Eazy, and then every time I get in the car, she like, you pop that G-Eazy in. I'm like, oh my god.
Hey, I want to laugh, but I don't want to laugh.
I'm like, G-Eazy, but I mean, his CD is kind of cool, I guess.
Hey, next time I see her, I will be like, what's up, G-Eazy? Slide it in. What you got today? This is like just, touching the base while we get our tune in and just.
Yeah, I know. I'm just trying to let everybody get on
little,
and happy.
Little Drake, little rappers. Little
I just want to let all the LeBron friends know, though, even though he moving, to LA and he coming to the West, it's like he really just gave up going to the finals. Like, you're not going to the finals this year, right? Like, you supposed to be on the opposite end of the NBA if you want to go to the finals. You're not going to the finals stepping on our side of the country.
Crossing the Mississippi.
You didn't cross that line. Now you're not even going to the finals no more. How you gonna do your fans like that?
He gonna go right in there. He gonna get with Magic Johnson. He gonna get with that upper.
He not going. They might go to the playoffs. They're not going to the finals.
And what he's gonna say is, you need to surround me with young talent. It don't matter. That's what he's gonna say.
It don't matter. He can have all the Ball brothers he wants. Okay, they not gonna do nothing.
Do you call LeBron fans LeBron sexuals?
No.
Okay, I was just wondering. That's a real term that they using right now out there in the streets.
He only got 4 years, Curtis. I don't know how. I can't see the Warriors. We foot on that. Yeah.
When did you move to California?
Yeah,
y'all foot on that, huh?
Yeah. Okay. I'm a Warriors fan. So, I'm a Steph Curry fan. Let me say that. Because if Steph left the Warriors, I'm going wherever he going. That's going to be my new team. Until Kansas City get a team, then I'm open game.
Oh, wow. Okay.
For wherever my favorite player is. I'm ready to skip football season now. Just go straight to basketball season.
Because you're a little hot at the football league, or are you just ready for basketball?
I mean, I wasn't planning on watching football anyway, which is kind of hard because we make it kind of like a family tradition to go to the opener. The home opener, so I might,
we used to go out there to St. Joe and watch the Priest do it all when I was a big time football guy, but things are changing now.
I mean, I just can't believe the NFL.
It's crazy.
They just made me mad.
What's going to end up happening is, and this may be a few years in the future, but it's going to end up where we're going to end up just getting a league. I was watching Ice Cube with his 3-on-3 basketball league when was that? Maybe a couple of days ago, and I think what he's going to do is show that we can be owners and make money and get supported by our own. So it's a new wave of consciousness that's hitting the athletes. I posted a thing with Luke on it. I don't know if you've seen it, Uncle Luke. He was going in on athletes, artists, rappers who come out of communities and, attach themselves to the other side, or, people that maybe not have their best interests at heart. And make them rich, and then the community doesn't get anything, but the community is who produces these athletes. These are our children, these are our nephews and nieces and cousins, but we still make someone else rich to go and watch them play. You know what I mean? I've been watching my little nephew play football since before he could, lace his own cleats up. But now I got to go pay somebody to see my nephew. And if I am going to pay somebody, and that's not a problem, I'd rather pay, an Asiatic. And in that way, we can know that it's coming all full circle. So that's what I think is going to happen later on with that, because pretty soon they're going to get tired of the whole taking a knee and not, being able to play if they do and all that other stuff.
Yeah. I don't like them trying to silence our protests. And that's just what I think they're trying to do, is just using too much of their
peaceful protest.
Yeah, like we got the right to protest. If y'all want us to protest, quit killing us. Like, I'm just saying, like, stop it. You don't want us to protest. You don't want us to do nothing about it. Then quit doing it.
Quit doing it.
Like,
it's just that simple. And guess what? There will be nothing to protest.
Right.
It's almost like y'all gonna take this and like it.
Like we can't say nothing.
Maybe another era of time, maybe, but not today.
Yeah, it's like we can't say nothing. We can't do anything.
Right.
And without them trying to find a way to make it wrong or chastise us for it. Or,
this whole calling the police thing is getting more energy now. So there was something posted, like a 12-year-old boy was cutting grass and got the police called on him for cutting
and they got him
grass.
More business. Though.
And he got more business. So just remember, what's that? Oh, what something we weave when we practice to deceive. What a wicked web we weave when we practice to deceive. Sometimes when you put that negative energy out there, all you do is cause a more positive reaction. It's like naught is the of aught, right?
Yeah, because the police department's gonna start knowing in a minute. Like, come on now, y'all getting out of hand. Like, y'all calling on people. Y'all calling police on people trying to sell water and cut grass. Like, ain't nothing wrong with that. Just because y'all, that's just ridiculous.
Taking a nap.
Sleeping on the bench.
The girl was in between classes.
Oh yeah,
at college,
yeah.
And she said, "Well, I got an hour for class starts. I'm gonna take a quick power nap," and woke up to the police.
I'm telling you, voting is important.
Yeah,
we gotta get these people up out of here.
And the craziest thing, I seen the statistic of all the people who have killed police officers. You know, I don't like police officers to be killed or mass shooters and all that stuff. It's not us. It's not the ones that you calling the police on.
Oh yeah, no,
it's not us shooting up in movie theaters and things like that. So it's crazy that you call the police on us, but somehow those guys always go home or make it to jail. I'll say that. Yeah. But yeah, so we got some comments. I want to see what the world talking about, and then we can jump back in.
Thanks, no, I'm just saying. Yeah,
I know y'all getting ready for y'all barbecue, but y'all can tap in and join the conversation.
Oh yeah, I mean, we have some viewers on here though, but I'm just saying, I just want these people. I can't wait till the day that we just all live in peace. If that day ever comes,
that's heaven to me. Like the thought of heaven, like that's it. Just everybody vibing in peace and everybody, not necessarily mind your own business, but just making sure that. As long as you straight, why you want to hate on somebody else? Why you want to stop this next?
So you want to talk about this conversation I had got into yesterday with one of my besties?
Am I gonna be I like to talk about it. I'm gonna be the bestie though, so I'm gonna be your argument. What you got?
So we was talking about, because a lot of people who know me know that I really live my life according to a spiritual plan, basically. Like that's when I say I'm spiritual, I'm spiritual. And everything is done spiritually.
Straight spirit, no filter. Spirit just coming out. Spirit just coming out.
So we were talking about like basically how if I was to start looking for a new job, right?
Right.
And the first thing people say, well, you need to make more money.
Okay.
And to me, that's like the backwards way of thinking. Like to me, that shouldn't be your first thing that comes to mind when you're talking about going to work or just anything.
I can't argue with you right now,
because it's like to me it feeds into the love of money. Like everything that you're doing it for money. You're doing it for a certain amount. And I was trying to make
you're gonna get into the money conversation.
Yeah, I mean trying to, because I understand people need to start thinking different, and
Absolutely.
See, where we had got into it is like I was telling her, like, I understand what you're saying,
right.
And I'm not saying that I disagree with it. What I'm saying is it's a European way of thinking, and you can take that as what you want. Now, you either think that's negative or you think that's positive. You got to come up with your own decision, draw your own conclusion at that. But when I tell you that it's a European way of thinking, it's a European way of thinking. They think for the love of money. Everything that they do is for money.
So
they got us out here being hungry for money. They got us out here in wars for money. Like everything is about money with the Europeans.
That's the bottom line.
And so why do we think, and we can either say, I'm not going to say that it don't work, because they got money. I don't know what they're gonna do with it when they die, besides pass it to their children so they could cause living hell on earth. But I'm just saying,
I mean, and that dollar might not even be valued as it is valued today when their grandchildren get it. But I'm with you, T baby. I'm just gonna play devil's advocate then. So why else are you going to work then if you ain't going for the money?
Well, what I'm saying is, that you have to maintain your lifestyle. You have to maintain. You need money.
Support your habits.
Yeah, you got to support your habits, your lifestyle, the desires of your heart.
Right.
But even with going to work, like when it comes to going to work, it shouldn't be, I got to get up and go to this job today.
Right.
It should be more so, I got to go to work today. I wonder what today going to hold. Like, what's today going to be bring? Like, you should be ready to get up in the morning. You shouldn't be dragging. Like, if you're dragging,
most
you need a new job.
Most of us don't work at jobs we want to work at. We work at jobs because of the money, and you miserable.
Right, but you're miserable before that, and that's not how life is supposed to be.
Exactly.
Like, you're supposed to be happy.
This is the other thing about money. If you love money that much, that means you can be controlled. Right? You can be controlled
because you're
because
gonna do whatever for that dollar.
I told somebody
right
one day, you know, the rappers, it's MOE, you know, or money over everything, or you know, this and that. And I think I might have been talking to Selassie about it, and I said, bruh, anybody get to hollering out money around me or money over everything around me, I don't want to be around that person. Because what you're really trying to tell me is if the police roll up here, you will snitch on me for the right amount of money. You will set me up for the right amount of money. You will tell a lie on me for the right amount of money, because it's money over everything. So if they come to you and they got enough money and they ask you to put on a dress and some lipstick and a wig, I guess you're going to be in a dress, lipstick, and wig, because it's money over everything. And I think we have to draw a line somewhere, because this is, to me, the antithesis of brainwashing. You are doing anything to your loved ones or just another human being for a piece of paper.
Right. Y'all make sure y'all tap in and let us know what y'all think. I want to know what y'all opinion is on the way that our people view money. Right.
Money over everything.
Because they'll be out here killing for money.
That's how they divide and conquer.
Robbing for money, all this other kind of stuff. And that's how they get in our mental, because they got us out here chasing something that don't even really exist.
Money
like they
is
created
God.
it.
That's your God.
And they got us out here chasing it for real. Like they got us out here chasing it.
Horrible.
And my whole thing was that I was trying to get her to understand of why I say that it's a European way of thinking, is because now say this, like in my head, I'm like, I need a job to make $21 an hour, you know, because in my mind, that's my word. I need this $21 an hour. And
I know where I can do with this, and I know
what I could do, and this is what I need, and blah, blah, blah. So $21 an hour. I need a job making $21 an hour. I'm focused on the money, right? So law of attraction tells you that if you put your energy into you, that's what you're going to attract.
Whatever
to yourself,
you think about is that's what's going to happen.
Right. That's what you're going to attract to yourself. So now I've been holding this thought about this $21 an hour job. Okay. So it comes to me. Now I'm happy. I got this $21 an hour job. I might not like the job, but I got this $21 an hour.
Right.
Now
you're working at the hospital changing people's diapers.
But it's $21 an hour.
I got to deal with this dirty diaper on this grown person.
Right. But now say if I want to focus on more so of how I want to feel when I go into work, how I want my schedule to look like, the type of environment I want to be in. You know, I focus and put my energy into that type of thought, into those things when I'm searching for a job. Now, law of attraction, those are the type of jobs that I'm going to bring to me. Now, this job could pay $26 an hour.
You could get more, and you're going to get rewarded more. Exactly. And you're going to probably be there longer, and you're going to have less sick days and less headaches and all that stuff, because you're not dreading going to work.
But so my point is saying that, what my point of telling her is you limit yourself when you focus on the money portion of it, because you really could attract something that brings so much more of that God had in store for you, but you blocked that by the energy that you was given to this $21 an hour.
Exactly.
Because you was focused on the money.
When you really, if you look at the money, for most people, we work hard for the money. Then we spend the money on things to try and make us happy. So we need to just focus on the happy, and then the money will come.
Right.
And that's how it really works, like that. Because when you're happy, you vibrate at a certain level. And when you are vibrating in love, and guess what? People are going to notice that. People are going to put energy into you, and you're going to get whatever you need. But again, that's part of that psychological thing that we went through.
So Curtis said we've been sold a lot about money. That's why most of us are risking our lives and freedom over something that has most of us in debt. You're in debt when you're born.
the second you have money in your pocket, you are in debt.
Right. According to, you know what I'm saying? And you know, Bob Marley has said, if you put your happiness in money, then you'll never be happy.
That's right. Money is a number.
Money is a number, and numbers never end.
So you're constantly chasing, and you'll never be happy.
You're constantly feeling like that you need more. And even when it's like, when it comes to the things that we do, like traveling and the clothes that we wear and how much of it that we have and things like that, it's like, even if, say, I'm going to Greece in 2 years, right? Now, I don't make no $21 an hour. And most people my age probably don't even think they can afford to go to Greece. But I know I'm going to Greece in 2 years. Okay. Right. So that's on my travel plan.
Listen, they said you're really not supposed to even focus on how it's going to happen. You just need to
focus
make a plan.
on you're right.
It
Because
makes a
the thing
plan.
of it is, you focus on the end goal, and
Make
if
adjustments.
you're in tune, like Big Sean, I'm in tune. I'm in tune.
Oh,
Now,
Lordy.
if you're in tune, and if you're in tune to who you are, and you focus on the end goal, you're gonna open up so many opportunities. And the thing, it's the law of attraction.
This is the alchemy. This is the secret. This is all of that stuff.
Oh, that's the secret I won't post there.
No, you can tell it. But these are the secrets and some of the things that have been hidden from us.
Right.
How to use your
Right.
mind, how to create, how to use the law of attraction. And at one point in time, we were the masters of these universal
Right.
laws, knowing how to use vibration, knowing how to use thought power.
Most of us don't even know what universal laws are.
And that's horrible.
And that's so sad, because that's why I say it's European thinking, because they got us away from that spiritualness and the power in our minds and using our minds,
right.
to where now we're looking for everything to be given to us
That's
in
right.
this physical realm.
Right.
So,
And that's what keeps you a slave, because you are subject to whatever the other person decides to give you.
Right.
The dollar amount, what you worth. Oh, you only worth $12 an hour.
And I think I'm worth way more than that. Do you know time?
But as soon as you accept it, then it's on you.
Right.
It's
And that's
like,
it.
it's
I'm
like
like,
the
my
title.
time is, they like, well, don't you think you worth more than that? Hey, if I put a price on my time, trust me, ain't nobody gonna be able to find it. Y'all gonna have to go dig up Mansa Musa. Okay.
the real deal is everything is to me, that job is a temporary job. It's a stepping stone so you can actuate that final goal. Your final goal is to go here. So these are just little things that you're doing in the meantime.
Right.
And so you really want to be working for yourself. See, back in the day, everybody had their own thing. This was the blacksmith over here. This was the whatever shoe man over here. This was this person. And then together they created a community. Now you just got maybe one or two people that own everything. And then everybody works for those, that small number of people, making someone else rich, while every day they're getting just enough to put a little food on the table, put a little clothes
Just
on their
enough
back,
to keep you to come to work the next day. Right. Just enough to get you to get to work the next day. You're not doing nothing with that little bitty paycheck. I don't care how much you make. You're not creating no real wealth in the rat race. And I don't care how much money you make per hour. It's never gonna happen.
It's impossible.
Because the more money you make, the more money they take.
Well, and it's like this. There's just no examples of anybody who ever just punched a clock every day for 40 years working at General Motors. What happens is, after he's old and wore out and at retirement age, especially for Asiatic males, they got the retirement age so close to our death age that a lot of us pass, change planes before we even make it to retirement. Or if you do get to retire, you got just enough money to maybe put one kid through college,
right,
and pay off your house, and then you stuck. And then you gone.
It's craziness. I'm trying to leave some stuff behind.
Legacy.
I'm like Beyonce. Beyonce say my great grandchildren are already on the Forbes list. I'm just trying to get to my grandchildren. You know what I'm saying?
And you can do it though. See, that's the thing. Those minds weren't limited. Those minds were like Jay-Z's mind. See, one thing about Jay-Z, don't have nothing to do with rapping. It's about thought creation, taking a thought and manifesting it into a reality.
Right.
He did that. He did it. And so is Beyonce, and so is some other people, but now own the rights to your art, your craft, whatever it is that you use. A lot of times we get seen on the rise up, and then we get intercepted, and someone else ends up getting all the money, and we have all the talent.
Right.
We got the talent, so we should have the money.
So Curtis said religion, ritualistic ceremonies.
Customs and traditions.
Okay, condition your mind to believe in order to manifest your blessings. I don't know, you really get what he's saying.
What he's saying is we've been taught or brainwashed. See, I think at one point in time we had our own religion, right? They kind of got us out of that. Like, that's black magic. You better not do it because we don't understand it. We're going to give you a nice, structured, cleaned up thing. And then you can go through the pastor or go through whoever to manifest your blessings instead of just going straight to the creator.
Yeah.
So I don't think somebody else.
I don't think they didn't understand it. I think they understand it. I think they understood it exactly what it was, and they didn't want us to have that power because they can't do it.
Well,
they don't have that connection.
I think anybody, if you're gonna have to slow down, gonna have to open up your third eye, you're gonna have to decalcify that pineal gland, you're gonna have to meditate.
But Europeans don't have that.
They do have a pineal gland. It's calcified. So just got to get it. You got to open it up. Everybody has one. Just one is working and one isn't, or working less. Almost like the melanin. It works, but it just does not. You need that big block battery in your engine. You know what I mean? This is maybe a smaller.
I don't know
battery.
if they even need to know because they evil.
Now stop, T, baby. I have to put my foot down.
Out here creating some evil.
They already used it. They created a whole heaven for
them. They really did. They took what they knew from us and then burnt it, so we couldn't figure it out for ourselves, and then used it on us.
That's the Chris Brown switch swap. That's the switch. That's the little Dickie Chris Brown thing I was talking about. And somebody had asked me a question, and this is what came to me. I'm just throwing some stuff out here, but they said, Neil, y'all so powerful, y'all strong, y'all Mansa Musa had all the money. How does somebody else that's so-called, and I'm just using this figuratively, somebody lesser or weaker, or maybe somebody not as strong,
somebody y'all created,
come in and take that from you? And he's like,
we let our guards down.
We got drunk. We fell asleep. Now what happened was we was kicking it so hard. We just thought life was going to be easy. We ain't got to, deal with the Most High too much unless we want to. And I feel like we fell asleep behind the wheel. When we woke up, someone else was driving. It wasn't that they came and beat us up and whooped us and just.
It wasn't like that. They didn't do it like
that. We fell asleep, and when we woke up, somebody else had the keys to the car. Right. And we got to talk about how you turn the.
The thing about it is some of us still not up. We still in the back seat riding.
Sleep.
Sleep. Still in the back seat riding.
Few brothers is up looking out the window like
hold on, something ain't right.
I didn't see this mile marker. We missed our turn.
We didn't walk out like y'all didn't pass this tree 3 times now. But y'all know how they say we are. I'm gonna have to take over in a minute.
Listen, I'm gonna do my normal thing. You can drive too. I'm gonna just tap you on the shoulder and go, we here now. You can stop. We here now. Right here. Stop. Pull over.
Stop. Pull over. We getting out.
We here now.
But for real, we make light of it and everything. But for real, our people do need to realize the things. They need to realize the things that are used to program us, which is about everything.
Question
everything.
Question the
if
question.
If they gave it to you, question it.
Question the question. Why are you asking me that?
This just like, and that's what I say about the Bible. Like, y'all gotta understand.
The Bible
they came and put
this
in your hand. And you think it was given to you to save you by the slave master?
The Bible tells you, study to show yourself approved. It's telling you, don't just take this book and think that it's, now you got it. Study. It tells you that my people perish due to a lack of knowledge. It tells you, be ye not conformed, but rather be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. It tells us this. We just happen to keep looking over these passages, or we'll get the passages out of context, like John 3:16. For some reason, people think that he was referring to everybody, but when you read it in context, he was talking to a certain group of people. That's what he was doing. For God so loved the world, he gave his only begotten son, that whosoever believe in him shall never perish, but have everlasting life. That's been taken. Some people say, nah, that's check it out. But that's for those who want to study. The other ones who just want to blindly believe whatever anybody tells them, then you're going to get the fate that anybody wants to give you.
How they want you to learn it. So Lamont says, surround yourself with people who are financially mindful, and once you learn how to manage your finances, teach others the exact same thing. I agree with that.
And it's on every level.
Yeah.
So you want to be financially, I want to say rich, because I want to be beyond that. You want to be wealthy, then you need to, get that wealthy mindset, trying to hang around those people. But it's the same thing with your spirituality, your emotions, your whatever it is.
But see, the thing about it is it requires risk. And a lot of people don't like to take risk.
But there's really no risk involved, period.
Because it really is, though.
Check it out. You know what Allah can do for you, right?
Well, that's me.
I'm just saying, God, Allah, whoever you call it.
They don't have faith like that.
But what I'm saying is really no risk involved.
Right, but people don't believe that. They say that. They got faith, but they really don't.
It's a perceived risk.
Yeah.
It's like the person. It's like the person that prays and then still worries. Yeah. Why are you praying for? You ask God to give you strength. And now you just worried every second. Oh, I don't know if I got strength. I can't do this. I can't.
Yeah, you can't pray and worry.
No,
you cancel each other out.
Exactly. You got to put it out there and stand on it, and then there's no risk involved. Period. Because even if you perceive yourself as failing, that's the universe correcting you and putting you in the path. Because look at it like this, T baby. I hope I don't make you lose your thought. Every major, to me, big invention has come. We're talking about money because of lack of resources or because of the need of something. Oh man, I don't know how. I want to pick this cotton and make a cotton gin. But that, if you're rich and wealthy and you have everything you need, then you don't aspire to grow. You don't try to solve problems and challenges and create and build. So what has happened, and was inadvertently, it's almost like the chitlins in the watermelon. We were getting chitlins, which is horrible for us, but we was eating so much watermelon, it was flushing our system. Now they wasn't trying to cure us, but it just happened. And it's the same thing with this slavery. We're coming out of this going to be way more, how can I say it, physically and mentally and spiritually and emotionally sharp, because we have been challenged and tested, and our faith has been put to the test, and our love for God. But if you haven't been going through those conditions, when it's really time to use that faith, really time to step out on the water, so to speak, you're going to feel like you're not going to be able to do it.
I can't wow the comment. I can only like it. I'm unliking that.
What did my friend Danita say?
She said worrying is a sin, which I agree. But for her to be saying it.
Okay. Well, you know her. I think that the biggest sin is ignorance, right? So we were talking about we out here just doing stuff and we don't know why we're doing it. Well, I think that once you know, then you become accountable. But, you know, like they say, ignorance is no excuse of the law.
Yeah.
And when you're ignorant, and what is sin? Sin is missing the mark. Sin is kind of not hitting that bullseye, so to speak. And so when you're trying to be somebody else, when you're trying to, you know, chase after something that you're not or doesn't affiliate with you, to me, and you don't know why you're doing it, especially just doing it, don't have no explanation. That to me, that's the greatest sin. It's just ignorance when you don't have no reason to not know. So I don't know.
Okay, so I had this thought because I want to say that's why I say that the way that we've been taught to view money and to work for money and all that is the European way of thinking. But because what was I about to say? Because they say they have faith, and people say they have faith in God, but they really don't have faith that light bill gonna get paid, even if they decide that they could miss one day of work. You know, now I'm not saying go in and quit your job and be like, Jesus gonna take care of the bills. Well, a lot of them
don't have faith because they never been in that situation. You go find your sister in the hood, she gonna be like, you know what? I'm gonna be all right, whether that light bill get paid or not, because
it's like God gonna make a way, because like I know I'm not quitting my job, or I know I'm not stopping going to work because I just don't know, or out of pure laziness, or it got to be something going on that if it's something that's interrupting your spirit, if it was best for you, then you're supposed to trust that everything that's on your plate is gonna get taken care of. In the sense, I got fired from a job before.
What?
The only job I ever got fired from. But I got fired from a job before, and I caused it myself. I brought it upon myself. I was young, and I had rent. I was in college. I had an apartment. I didn't stay on the dorm. I was kicking it. I worked at T-Mobile. I made $18 an hour in college. I thought I was I got an apartment, a car. Y'all come over my house. But anyway,
that's the other thing about that money.
That money,
because they can take it away. They can take it from you.
But so when I'm talking about 401k, everything at 18, I thought I was in there. So I had this apartment and I did something. It caused me to lose my job. Now I could have been depressed. Like, how I'm gonna pay this rent? How I'm gonna pay this light bill? Like, oh my goodness, I don't even know. And then I already spent the last check. I already spent half of the next check. Like, like how I'm gonna pay this TV I got from Aaron's? Like,
you laid that apartment out. You know you was winning.
The furniture. You know, I'm just saying how I'm gonna pay these bills or whatever. And I got fired. But I could have did that. But the person that I am. Right. I already knew that what I did to cause myself to get fired needed to be done. So therefore, I had faith that God was gonna make something happen.
We're not gonna get God supporting your knot. Yeah, you're gonna win there and cuss people out.
No, I didn't do no stuff like that. I ain't even gonna get into what I did, but I'm just saying what I did needed to be done. I didn't harm no one. I didn't
And-
really break
and
no
guess
rules.
what? You still here.
But
right? It didn't.
but my whole point of saying that was I lost a job that day, and I was kind of mad, and I wanted to go beat the girl up that caused me to lose the job.
You caused you to lose the job too.
Yeah, well, she was involved too.
Right.
So,
Nobody makes you mad. T-Bag.
Yeah.
You make
but
yourself
I was 18 then. So, but so what I'm saying, but my whole point in sharing that is because I got a job the very next day.
Look at that.
And the job that I got really suited me better for my lifestyle at that time. Because when I was working at T-Mobile, I was working full time 11 to 8. I was barely doing my homework. And I'm in college. You know what I'm saying? Right. But then I lost that job and all that happened. And then here come this other job. Don't pay the same amount. It don't pay as much money, but the hours fit better for a college student. This is more of a college student job. That's what I needed to get my mind back in the game of what I really needed to be doing. My apartment and everything was still taken care of. Like I emptied out that 401k quick because I don't even be.
Did Aaron come pick that TV up?
Nah, the Aaron's got their money. What you mean? They got their money from that 401k.
Where's the TV now? No,
I think somebody stole it.
See what I'm saying? It's gone. Y'all done saved that.
Somebody stole it.
Spent that money. It don't stick around.
Makes a way no matter what. Yeah, and and he really does. And you really have to. Like I said, that comes with, but also with having faith, it kind of, you need an understanding of the universal laws too, because you got to understand karma and you got to understand the law of attraction to make thoughts manifest to me, especially the law of attraction. Maybe not karma so much, but the law of attraction, you really got to understand that and how it works. So your eyes could be open to things that might come to you that's on the path of where it is that you need to be. You know what I'm saying? Like how you kind of recognize.
Well, I was kind of trying to process that. And I think I want to just add to that. You're always creating. So if you don't know how to work it or not, it's still happening. So what you want to do is learn how it works. So now you can direct that force because you're creating no matter what. You're going to create a bad situation or you're going to be creating a good situation, but you are creating it. It's almost like, everybody has some positive and some negative in their life. And that's with everybody because it takes both of those energies to create that spark that we call, consciousness. And so now it really comes down to what you choose to put energy in. You want to put energy in the negative, then you're going to just create in the negative. You want to put it in positive, you're going to create in that. So that law of attraction is always working, but it's working according to your thought frequency. And if your thoughts on, I always tell people that old saying, if you're looking for a fight, you're going to find one. It's going to come to you. You will be fighting by the end of today. Okay.
So Lene, I just want to know how, I'm going to read our comment first.
Yeah, hit the comment.
So it say, we must limit our debt so we don't become a slave for companies. We are to owe no man nothing but love. If we can learn to do without until we can pay cash for an item, we will be in a better place spiritually.
No beggar nation can attain to its highest spirituality. And so I understand what she's saying. I think somebody asked me the other day, and I probably had said this before, it takes money to do this and money to do that, but I'd rather have unity. Because if Mr. Walker got a couple eggs, you got some milk, I got some flour, we're going to eat cake tonight. So back in the day, when I talked to my dad and other people, I said, we didn't have a lot of money. We didn't even know we was poor. We didn't even know we was out having fun, enjoying each other. And now we got away from each other. Everybody's looking for this, this dollar to save them. But I got some news for you. The dollar is not going to save you.
That idea of that to me too, it comes more so with European thinking too, because their mindset is what society is based off of. Yes, and we measure ourselves up to society. Sure. Oh, I'm 25. I should be doing this, and that. Sure. I'm 30. I should own a house by now.
Or have this accomplished.
Or have this accomplished. It's all based up to a society. So you are based up against, quote unquote society
or societal standards.
Yeah, but whose standards are those?
Those are standards. I think a lot of
that's a European thinking.
Exactly. I think a lot of stuff that's put out there is put out there in such a way to where it almost to try to obtain it.
Caller. Oh, it's a caller.
Is to get yourself in trouble. Let it come on. Slide in, caller.
You gotta tell us who it is.
Can you hear me? This is Lene. How you doing, Nelson and T Baby?
Hey, how you doing, Lene?
I am doing well. I wanted to expand on the comment that I made. When I was married, we were a six-figure family. We had everything you could ever want. When I walked away into a paid-for house, but I still had this car that was paid for, but it was an expensive car, and you have to keep insurance on it.
You know that oil change.
And so that the house was paid for, the car was paid for, but I still had to pay $300 or $400 a month on insurance. Had I not walked into a paid-for house, had I not, now y'all see me drive my beat-up Toyota, my expensive car is in my garage, and I drive a older pickup truck.
Right.
But I'm more free.
Right.
To allow, instead of me chasing, because I was working, driving trucks for UPS, and it didn't leave time for you to think. All you could do is pray, but you couldn't meditate. You didn't have meditation time.
Right.
You can't meditate driving down the road. I don't care what nobody says. That's dangerous. So it leaves time when you don't have bills. It leaves time for you to be able to fully receive what God, or whoever they call him, God, energy, the universe, whatever. It leaves time to fully be able to receive what God has out for you.
Right.
And that's why I say, oh no, man, nothing but love. Because like she said, that TV that she paid all that money on, she don't even know where it's at.
That's why I said, where is it now? You know,
right? She doesn't even know where it's at, and that's no knock. But like she said, it's a European standard to say, "Look what I have," instead of "Look what I am producing." That has nothing to do with monetary.
Or judge
it's a distraction.
Based on
it's a distraction. That's all.
Definitely appreciate you.
I'm gonna go ahead and get off the phone so I can finish listening.
But yeah, I definitely agree with that. You know,
Thank you.
I mean, even with bills, you can still meditate and find for God, but it probably do give you a little bit more clear mind if you don't have them.
You know, sometimes we think that the grass is greener on the other side, but it really isn't. With all these suicides, you know, rich people, you know, if money was the answer, then you wouldn't see a lot of that. But we still see it sometimes more prevalent in wealthy or affluent communities than you see it in certain ghetto neighborhoods or low income. We're not committing suicide, low income. We're getting killed, though, shooting each other, killing each other, but we're not necessarily taking our own life. And here recently, we've seen a lot of millionaires, multimillionaires in the news and Hollywood taking their own life. Yeah. You know, there's a passage.
Money don't equal happiness.
Well, there's a passage in the Bible, and it even talks about it in the Quran, where I won't get long, but Jesus up on the mountain talking to the devil, and he looks over and he says, man, if you just give yourself to these things, they will be yours. So if you want to give your life so you can have a car and live in a certain house, and then that means that's all your life is going to be about. You're going to be going to work to pay for that and pay for that and pay for that and pay for that. You got to give your life to have these things, because you can't have these things without putting energy into them and maintaining it. So what you really want to do is be happy. If you make music or whatever you do, put that energy into your craft, and then let the house and car come as a result to that. Let that be a byproduct, because if you're going to the job to try to get the car, pretty soon you're going to be done wanting to work, which means the car got to go away. You ain't never going to be tired of being happy or doing what you love to do.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just a firm believer that if you're doing what you love, everything that you need and want is going to come with it, because God is a loving God.
And that's the law of attraction.
He wants to fulfill your heart desires. So if you're focusing on that and you put your energy into that, then that's what's going to happen. And everything that's supposed to come with it comes with it.
And then you'll be
focusing on it.
And then you will be wealthy.
Then you're going to be wealthy.
Because you're just going to keep coming and coming based on that vibration. But if you just want to be rich, then go get you a job.
Right. So that's how I mean. But see, when I say rich, even though, because I use rich a lot, but when I say rich, I want to be rich in, it's a lot of things I want to be rich in. I want to be rich in health. I want to be rich in happiness.
That's
I want to be, you know, it's
rich
a lot
of
loyalty. It's just a lot of things I want to be rich in. But when it comes to monetary, see, to me, rich is not a monetary target. How much is rich? You know what I'm saying? Like that don't really have no.
That's what I'm saying. I'm looking for wealth and legacy.
I'm looking for wealth
and legacy. You know? Legacy is that generation. That's what we're looking for. Legacy.
Like the purpose is to create wealth. And you ain't creating no wealth working no 9 to 5 for some. You might be creating wealth for somebody else.
That's right.
But you're not creating wealth for you and your family. So, and not saying that you don't need your 9 to 5 job, because you do need your 9 to 5 job, but I'm not about to put more energy into my 9 to 5 than what I put into
myself.
what I do on my own. You know, I might show up 8:15 at work, but I'm at the radio station at 5:45.
To me,
just saying,
because it's what you love. That's right. To me, it's like the people that do stuff on social media to get likes or be validated. So what that means is if you living for likes and somebody stops liking you, then you in trouble. If you living for money and you lose your job, you're gonna commit suicide. It's like in 1929, I do that a lot. There was a stock market crash, or 1933 rather, and people were literally jumping off of top of buildings because they lost all their money. Why would you do that? Brother's been broke since we got over now.
So you don't think it's possible that one day we could wake up in the United and the dollar just has no value?
I do think it's possible.
Yeah, it's like that. What
so you're gonna see a lot of people when that happens.
Jumping off buildings.
When that happens, I guarantee that's gonna happen. It already happened. We've seen it already. So when the bell on Wall Street, the ding, 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 if they say stock market crashed, everything is falling apart.
Well, Warren Buffett waiting on the stock market crash. He said
what's gonna happen is everybody who's got a substantial amount of money invested into that is gonna be like, I can't afford my house now. I can't afford my kids. I can't afford nothing. I'm gone, and they gone because they do measure their status based on money. So we talk about white and black and brown and red and all these statuses. Well, if you in this I guess you just want to use these terms of white community, how you show you better than another white guy is to show you got more money than him.
Bigger house,
bigger car, bigger bank account, you know, and that was
we following behind.
But see,
we just trying to keep up with the Joneses.
See, the thing about it, that was the irony.
I don't care what kind of car you got.
Exactly. I'm trying to keep up with the Combses. But
trying to just
that was what made Beverly Hills so funny, right? Because the hillbillies didn't know the value of the money. Right. They was just having Granny was still cooking possums and Jeffro was swimming in the cement pond, but then Mr. Drysdale from the bank would come over and almost kiss their feet because they had so much money. So that's how they measure, you know, how great you are about how much money you can make. And so when the money is gone, I guess the greatness is gone.
And we just fall into it. We just fell into it.
We chasing. We're again trying to be somebody.
Stop. We need to be our own people, be our own selves.
I told somebody we're never gonna create our heaven on earth, which we can, until we be ourselves. We're trying to be somebody else or something that we're not. If you could just be yourself, you would naturally create heaven. Guess what? You wouldn't eat the food you don't like. You wouldn't go to places you don't want to go. Right. You would be just creating your heaven.
All right. Well, the only topic that we didn't get to that I wanted to talk about today is what age should children have social media? So I guess we're going to talk about that next time.
We'll start
we gotta go, y'all.
Y'all have a happy 4th of July. Be safe.
Don't you ever say that on the Truth Be Told. Don't have no happy 4th of July, but
Why
don't
not?
blow yourself up because I'm not encouraging the celebration.
The day is the 4th of July. They don't own the day. You have a happy 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th.
Anyway, so you are the children one father provided for by his care, and the breast of one mother have given you suck. Let the bonds of affection therefore unite thee with our brothers, that peace and happiness may dwell in our Father's house. And when you separate in the world, remember the relation that binds you to love and unity, and prefer not a stranger before thy own blood. If thy brothers in adversity, assist him. If thy sisters in trouble, forsake her not. So shall the fortunes of thy Father contribute to the support of his whole race, and his care be continued to you all in your love to each other.
Peace.